hunting tactic or yeah, but I can't, guys. I mean, Chris and I have been in the game for that's the tone. It's more intentional. Just you're getting stuff done, moving the needle forward. Eric Thomas says, TGI, thank God it's Monday. Yeah, that's the tone. It's more intentional, warriors, weekends, I guess. I mean, which is cool. I mean, that's Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dynamic Lifestyle Podcast. It is Friday. TGIF. Friday.
Thank goodness it's Friday.
Thank goodness it's Friday, right?
What does that ever mean? Like, thank goodness it's Friday? It's because, like, the weekend coming in? And
weekend warriors. You know, people just like live for the weekends, I guess. I mean, which is cool. I mean, that's what people want to do.
No gym on the weekends?
Skip the gym, just go out and eat, just
hit that happy hour on Friday?
Yeah, and then come back, and then Monday comes super fast, and you're like, man, I hate my life.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
I like what Eric Thomas says. TGIM, thank God it's Monday.
Yeah, because that sets the tone. It's more intentional and just, you know you're getting stuff done, moving the needle forward, like Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, whatever it is.
Yeah, we should do a podcast on that, man, about people living for the weekends. Like, we had that mentality too. It's not
100%.
It's not a good way to live your life.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
definitely.
another conversation.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's talk about, today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to build a sustainable, integrity-filled business. And I'm excited to talk about this just because we've talked quite a bit about this, like within our accelerator program, and we just had our intensive like 2 weeks ago, our big 8-week intensive, like a business workshop with them, and I did a whole thing on core values and the importance of just really understanding your values as a business owner and as a person as well too, and how that carries over, to who you're attracting, the standards that you're raising for yourself, and just really, the content that you're putting out there. It's super important. I think that this is really like, it's not stressed enough. It's not talked about because it's not quote unquote sexy. It's not the thing that's going to make you money. It's not the thing that's going to, it's not the 10K months, ad that comes across that most people push out.
Lead gen tactic or.
Yeah, but I kid you not, guys. I mean, Chris and I have been in the game for quite a while, for, about 13 years. And, we know a thing or two about establishing core values and again, just, that's integrity filled and how important that is to your reputation. And I promise you, if you listen to the stuff that we're going to be talking about today and you put it into practice, you guys will build, a really good reputation and be in the game for a long time.
Yeah, and where we learned this, this kind of like, this word or this saying of a sustainable integrity-filled business was from one of our coaches in the mastermind that we're in right now. Her name is Carrie Wilkerson. So super cool. She lives over in Arlington, which is about 30 minutes from where we live, and she actually made a trip down here, to come visit, and we're at a coffee shop and just talking to her for about a couple hours. Super cool. I mean, she's a veteran. She's been in the game, coaching business for a long time. She's a highly paid speaker, so we had a lot of good conversations about kind of stuff, going forward. And one of the things that we were struggling on was just kind of like, taking our core values and what we stand by, with Dynamic Fit Pros, and really kind of critiquing that. And this is one of the things she really helped us kind of bring to life was, talking about a sustainable, integrity-filled business, because that's how we are, guys. Whether you guys have met us in person, seen us on social media, we've got a ton of integrity. That's one of my core values, which I'll talk about a little bit. We got a ton of integrity, So we try to fit this into, like, how do we tell our students, like, this is what we're looking for, is for you to build a sustainable, integrity-filled business for the long run, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the story behind where we got this from, But I'm going to jump into 3 different ways that you can actually build a sustainable, integrity-filled business. And the reason why I just think is because, again, if you're in business, I mean, man, like, you better have integrity, you better have honor, like, you better not be shady, you better not be trying to cut corners, doing people dirty and stuff like that, because you have one reputation, and I'm telling you, you blow that reputation, like, man, you're going to have a stain on your name and your brand for a long time, and people aren't going to want to do business with shady people like that, So really think about some of these 3 ways to build a sustainable, integrity-filled business, okay? So I want you to lead it off with core values, and I'll jump into the next one.
Okay, so with core values, right? I mean, guys, this, like I said, the core values really sets the tone just for who you are as a person, what you're unapologetic about, and really just like your philosophy on life and just like business and again, like what kind of movie you're trying to create. So for me, I'm always going to say, right, that I want to live a life by design. not by default. Too many people live their life, by default and not by design. So it's like, why not sit there and design your own life and instead of following it or having someone else do it for you? That never made sense to me. That's why I guess I was never good at holding jobs or whatnot. And it's just true, But and again, that's another thing too. I never really I never agreed with a lot of places I used to work with before getting into entrepreneurism before I was 24.
Yeah.
I never agreed with their values and principles.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably something I just noticed early on. So again, it's super important for you guys to establish these, and it's great to talk about with content. It's great to just raise the bar, raise the standards, filter people out, just have people understand who you are, and you guys will attract those right buyers,
Exactly.
that right tribe. That's the thing, and a lot of people just don't understand that. But it's you're a walking billboard, and a lot of people are watching you, even though they don't tell you. They're watching and they're paying attention. So you guys need to live by your guys' core values. So some of the ones that we really stand by, just as people and business owners, I'm going to give you 6 of these. It's family, it's integrity, it's excellence, it's leadership, it's faith, and generosity. And I would even say I'd throw in another one, and that's resiliency. Because that's huge for me. No matter what, I'm always going to just fight and battle, and I will never give up for what I'm chasing. So those are some of our core values, and that's why I think that we've had so much success as entrepreneurs and business owners, just because we stayed true to those. We've never deviated from them, no matter how hard things have gotten. I've always been about my family. I've always been about integrity. I've always, stressed excellence. I've always gone above and beyond. I've always expected more from myself and my clients and students. I've always been a leader. I've always had faith, right? Maybe my faith wasn't as strong as it was back then, but I've always had that faith there. Yeah. And again, I've always been generous, right? I could be more generous, but I've still been pretty darn generous by time, my talents, and treasures. Yeah. So that's pretty much that for core values.
I know, my bad. I know you're probably like, dude, why did you do that? Just really quick, and we'll be back to that video. I just want you to join our free Facebook group community for health and fitness coaches looking to get more online clients. So just click the link below in the description box, join it absolutely free. We got some cool stuff in there, a lot of videos, we do live trainings every couple of months on there. And we got some cool freebies on there. So just make sure to click the link below, join our free Facebook group for health and fitness coaches that want to level up and get more online clients to create more income, impact, influence, independence. Back to the video.
Yeah, that's good, man. Especially what you said, just this is your core values is what's going to establish that tribe that's going to be attracted to you. And if you attract that right tribe, the next thing that's going to happen is a culture, right? Yep. If you can attract the right tribe, the culture, and the community, man, you're going to have a really good thriving business that people are going to stick around for the long haul and talk about a lot. Yeah. Okay, so the second way to build a sustainable, integrity-filled business is, I call this what you're looking for and what you're not looking for, okay? Another way you can look at this is repel-based marketing, right? Yeah. Or detraction-based marketing, to where you're repelling people away. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, right? Because not everybody is going to be in your tribe, right? You can't please everybody. You're not going to have everybody rooting for you, and it's totally fine. You just got to be okay with it, right? So, with this, looking for family-focused students. Okay, so what I mean by this though is just basically you need to make a list of basically what it is that you're looking for in your guys' clients and what you're not looking for. Okay, you can even get a sheet of paper and have a T-graph on the left side. It says what you're looking for, on the right side what you're not looking for, and just start brainstorming ideas right on that. And I'll give you guys some examples of kind of when we did this exercise, right? And another thing too is Carrie actually helped us out with this too. Looking back at this now. But I think it's a great exercise. So what we're looking for, right, is basically looking for family-focused students in our Dynamic Fit Pros program. We're looking for value-based students. We're looking for students that have integrity. We're looking for students that are human-centered, right? Human first and business second. If you're looking to build a sustainable, integrity-filled business, then we are for you. We're not the guys that help students earn a quick buck, right? So again, there's a lot of coaches out there where they're like, man, I'm going to get you guys a quick buck, and yeah, let's get you to a 5K month, let's get you 10K months, let's get you to $1 million business in 90 days, right? And it's they really don't give a shit about their students, right? They're all about just making that quick buck, however you got to do it, even if it's shady, if there's no integrity behind it. Honestly, guys, we kind of stamped our or put our flagpole in the ground, and we're just look, we're looking to build a sustainable, integrity-filled business ourselves, right? And we're not the guys that are going to help students just earn a quick buck, whether it's shady or anything like that. We're going to teach you guys the right way to build a business for the long run, right? So that's something we really stand by.
Yeah, I would even say too, we're looking for impact and action-driven, health and fitness coaches.
Yeah, and something like what we do too you guys will never catch us like on our social media or our podcast really, and you guys can backtrack stuff if you want, but you'll never see us be like the type of guys out there that are like, look at our house, look at the cars like that we drive, do it like me, right? No, you don't see any of that crap, right? That's just not in our nature. That's not what we're about. We're humble guys. We're very confident guys. We're humble, but we don't say any of that crap, honestly. I think that's really insecure when people kind of showcase that stuff. I really do. That's for a whole nother discussion. That's my belief. But honestly, we're more about just core values. We practice and preach to build around that, right? Especially family. Giving my wife like options too, right? Like she could have got a job here when we came to Dallas, but I told her no, I'll pay the bills for a year and a half while you get your beauty bar going, and now she has clients coming in the door, and I was willing to make that sacrifice to give her an option for freedom and happiness instead of just going to get a job, right? So that's the type of people I'm looking for. And then building a future for your kids, right? Like we don't have kids, we plan on definitely having some kids, right? Me and Amber probably, but you guys got to think about that type of stuff, and that's what we're thinking about, is building like these integrity, filled businesses for families and for our kids in the future. Okay, and the last thing, guys, is like, one of our main promises, right, in our accelerator program is to get our students to 10K months, right? I don't want to sound like a hypocrite or anything like that, right? But it doesn't always have to be about getting to that 10K mark, right? Because nothing magical is going to happen in your guys' life once you hit that 10K month, right? Yeah, you'll have more options, you'll have more money, you'll have a little bit more stress, right? Because you'll have more income coming in. But at every level comes a new devil, right? So there'll be a new set of problems you'll have to deal with, right? So again, instead of always looking at like, this revenue goal, right? We're also looking for people to build a future for themselves and their families as well too, that have integrity.
Yeah, 100%. That's all good stuff. And just even that last point, for the amount of masterminds and stuff that we've been in, we've met like, multimillionaires and just very successful people towards like, even though they have a lot of money, they're bankrupt inside.
Exactly.
And they've admitted it. You could tell just by like how they are with their character, their values, their just energy. You could tell. And it's like, for me, I would not want that. Like all the money in the world, I would not want that. Money is great. It's a byproduct. It buys a lot of freedom. It solves a lot of issues, guys. Like, let's not be naive about that. We talk a lot about that on this podcast, but you know what I mean? It's just, sometimes it's not going to fulfill you like you really think you are, and really give you that switch in life, and just give you that, that heart and soul that's really important.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the last way so you can build a sustainable, integrity-filled business, okay? And with that is basically your daily personal excellence, okay? So this is something we're big on, right? One of our core values is excellence, right? So this goes in with that. And basically, daily personal excellence starts with leading yourself first, right? If you can't lead yourself first, you're not going to be able to lead other people, right? Mm-hmm. And what our pastor Keith Kraft says is, if you're too small to follow others, you are too small to lead others, right? And it's 100% true. There's so many people out there that have egos, and they're just like, no, I'm not going to follow these people. I'm going to do it myself. And it's like, dude, sometimes you got to get in line. Sometimes you got to sit there and be, the bigger person, and start, following people so that you can be big enough to lead other people out there. Okay. The other thing with personal excellence, you got to have discipline, man. You have to have discipline.
Oh, yeah. Discipline and obedience.
Yeah. If you guys look at some of the issues you got going on in your life, I guarantee about 80% of the issue is discipline. It's a lack of discipline. Yeah. It really, really is. Yeah. So you have to really master like discipline, whether it's literally time blocking to get work done, and whether it's discipline in your diet, whether it's discipline like in your training, whether it's discipline like in your faith,
in your finances, your family, your marriage, your relationships.
Discipline, honestly, is like the key. It really is the key to success. And you guys will learn that going forward. Okay. And then again, daily personal excellence to me is, especially if I'm talking to my health and fitness coaches, man, if you guys aren't walking the walk out there, along with talking the talk, I don't know, you shouldn't be in this business, because you have one body, you have basically one temple, I call it, right? One opportunity basically to really showcase like, your health and basically the physical shape that you can really maximize, and if you take that for granted and you don't sit there and maximize that, man, that's a lack of discipline. And to me, that's just an area where that's not personal excellence, right? Because your body's your temple, right? So it's mind, body, soul. And you have to be able to fulfill that, right? And again, daily personal excellence, be 1% better daily, guys. We're all under construction. We're all not trying to go from 0 to 100. We don't have it all figured out. Even like I've listened to like Andy Frisella's podcast too, and this guy's a billionaire for First Form, and he's been around billionaires, and he says one of the biggest things that he really enjoys about being around billionaires is they don't try to act like they got it figured out, right? So if a billionaire doesn't have it figured out, right, don't ever think that you have it figured out or somebody else has it completely figured out. We're all under construction, and we're all kind of in that student mode trying to get 1% better every single day.
Whew. I really like those daily personal excellence points.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
Yep.
Okay, I don't have nothing to say to that.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Okay, guys, well, there you have it. You know, you have your 3 ways to build an integrity-filled based, to build a sustainable, integrity-filled business. 3 ways to do that.
Want to recap those real quick?
Yeah, let's recap. So we have your core values at number 1. Number 2, what you're looking for and not looking for, right? Who are you trying to attract?
Yeah, that exercise where it's a T-graph.
Yep, exactly. And then the third one is your daily personal excellence, which Chris just finished on. So those are all very powerful. And like I said, guys, in the beginning, just like put these into action. Take this serious. It's just not something that's talked enough about on social media, and people just don't want to talk about this because it's not sexy enough. It's just not the big thing that people are chasing, but it's foundational stuff. And you guys know that everything that is going to build needs a foundation, and you know it has to grow upon things. Like you have to have like all this stuff put in place within your guys' business model, and more importantly as a person, right? Because again, like Chris said, if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead nobody else. You can't lead a team. You can't build a business. It's going to crumble. It's going to fall over at some point. Okay. So yeah, if you guys need help, you know, with if you're a health and fitness coach, if you're looking for help to build a integrity, sustainable business, full of values, like we talked about, then guys, take us up on a 15-minute brainstorming call. I mean, it's loose. We're not asking for any credit cards, to be present on this call. I mean, we're just going to just ask some questions, fill some gaps, and just go from there. So you guys can book that on our Linktree Instagram at Chris and Eric Martinez, and then we'll go from there. And like I said, it'll be good stuff. But other than that, guys, appreciate your guys' ears. Pay the fee, leave us a rating and review, share this out on Instagram, tag us, and that would be greatly appreciated. So other than that, have a great Friday and a blessed weekend, and talk to you soon.